Okay, welcome to our tax class, Accounting 205. I'm just going to go through a few things that I think are the most important in this class, and especially those things that are going to help you get started quickly. The first thing I wanted to show you was how to get, if you need the access to the ebook, if you aren't really wanting to purchase the full text, that's fine. The ebook will work just fine, but you will need something. Probably the best way, if you just want to buy the ebook, is to go here to the link that I have in the resources. So what I've done is I've signed into the IVY Learn, went into our class, and that what you just saw was the home page. Then you can simply click here on this link, and when you do that, this is what's going to pop up for you. I'm going to get this out of the way. You're going to see our class, and what you'll do is, if you don't have access to the Connect materials, then you'll need to go ahead and register. But once you do register, I wanted to show you just real quickly what you get when you register and what it looks like. Yours may look slightly different than this just because this is the instructor side of it. But I'm going to click on our class here, the 00F Online. And then, again, yours may look different, but I usually click on Library. And then I go to the ebook. And this is pretty much all you'll need. You don't need any other access code. We're not going to be submitting assignments inside this Connect software. You're going to submit everything in IVY Learn. But to see the questions that you're going to need, you will need the end of the chapter questions. So for example, we go here to chapter 4. You'll get the entire ebook. And then what you'll want to do is go down to the very ending, the chapter 4 ending items, and then you'll get to the, as you can see here, the questions at the end of the chapter, and then we always start with the multiple choice in each chapter. And these, again, you will answer inside of IVY Learn in each quiz area. And I'll show you that here in just a few minutes, but I first want to show you how to get the book. I'm going to go back into IVY Learn now and go to the home. The second thing that I think is going to be really important, and really to help focus in on some of the areas that are more complex, is these help spiral pages. This is something that the IRS provides. It's a larger book, and so I've narrowed it down to what I thought are, I think I have about 34 pages in here, what I thought are the most helpful. Let me open this up. This will come up as a PDF file. And depending on the year, our tax book and everything we're going to do is going to look at the 2016 version of taxes. If you want the more up-to-date, I just put this on here, the 2017. But I'll open up the 2016 just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about, how I think these will really help you. What I'm going to be giving you here is some charts, like some ways to know real quickly some of the most important items in tax, like if you can have a dependent or not. Let me get this out of here. Okay, I'm going to scroll down here. Here's an important one. What filing status are you going to be claiming? And you can see you can answer some of these questions, yes or no, and it gives you a real good idea of what filing status you have. And then a little bit further down, after the filing status, is I start the dependents. Personal exemptions, the next one should be the dependents. Here's the rules for claiming a dependent, if it's going to be a qualifying child or a qualifying relative. We're going to talk about that in week 2. What happens if there is more than one person that qualifies? And then some simple questions, yes or no. Can you claim somebody as a dependent? These will really help you, I believe, if you really take advantage of it and read through them and then go back when it's time to actually answer questions. And I think you'll be able to nail down a lot of the answers in a real nice, convenient way by looking at these, what I call help spiral pages. That's just the one way that I will help you to know what I'm talking about when I say these VITA pages. One of the other things here that I'd like you to get used to, or to go ahead and try to do it now, is this TaxACT software. The TaxACT software should come with your book purchase if you bought the book. If it did not, that's okay. I do have a copy of the software here. You will probably want to go ahead and try to download it in these first couple weeks before we start week 3, when we actually will begin doing the tax software. So go in, and then it's a simple little download. Make sure you can get it downloaded before the week 3 when we start. Most of you will have already seen this to be able to get to my videos, but if not, if you got this through the link that I will have sent out through email, this is where you're going to begin to look. This will be your next video, the week 1, where we actually look at the material in depth for week 1. And then all the items that are indented are the items that you will want to, that you'll need to submit. These there's only, I think, 4 to 5 actual ones, discussion boards throughout the semester, so there aren't very many. But that's what this one is. This welcome document, I'm going to actually go through this here in just a minute or two as I explain out the rest of the course, what's important. And then these are the items, and I think this is maybe the most important thing you're going to get out of this class, is these are the items that I want you to submit to me before the due date. Now, our due date will always be Tuesday at the end of the day, 11:59 Eastern Standard Time. So I make it in the kind of the middle of the week. So in case you don't get everything done on the weekend, or if something goes down, if the IVOI list system goes down or whatever it might be, you still have 2 days to get the assignment done. Plus, what I also do that is this gives you a chance to work on the assignment over the weekend, get it all typed out and all your answers down, and then put them into either just a plain email, that's fine, or you can put it into a Word document or Excel, and then simply submit it to me by email. Do not submit in here. Submit to me by email, and I will check your work, mark everything that's incorrect, and then submit back to you on email. And then you can go in and change all those wrong answers, put the right answers in, of course, but change the wrong answers, and you'll be able to see maybe what you're not quite understanding and look at that a little deeper. And then finally, you can submit to get a better grade. Now, this is what you're going to see when you click on that link for the homework. It says it's a quiz, but it's not really a quiz. It's simply just regular homework. And what you'll want to do is go into each question, and the first multiple choice questions are just simple A, B, C, or D, and then you're going to want to mark that down. And then finally, when you get down towards the bottom, I have some additional questions and these sometimes come from the book and sometimes they're made up, but if they come from the book, I'm going to show you how I want it answered, and that's how you'll want to put it in your answer submission for review. Type in what the tax liability is. Type in how much they're going to have to pay or get a refund. And then here's one that I actually just typed out myself. So this is not from the book, my own question that I made up, and then you're going to want to answer and say box 1 equals this, and then box 2 equals this, or box 3. Notice here, on these type of questions, if I tell you don't use the $sign because it's going to be very particular on how it grades. If it sees an extra mark in there, it's going to count it wrong even if you have the right numbers. And you won't want to use commas on some type of questions. If they have more than one answer, then we won't want to use commas. If it just only has one answer in it, then it's usually okay. Now notice here, you do not want to submit. You will be able to save. I think it saves it for you as soon as you type it in. So the quiz will save. You can go ahead and type in your answers, but do not submit. Instead, remember, put those into a Word document or simply type them into an email text and then email it to me. And that's the best way you're going to do well in this class, because this is a difficult class and there's a lot of tricks, a lot of just detailed things that you have to pay special attention to. And that's why I'm going to help you out by giving you a little heads up if you miss something. And if you show me how you got your answer, I'll show you even how you got it wrong. All right, what I want to do now is simply go through the welcome document. I think this kind of explains the rest of the class pretty well. So this will actually be your first assignment throughout here, scattered in here. I have some short little answer phrases that you're simply going to just copy and paste into the homework assignment. And I'll go back to that at the very end, what you're going to do. So let's say this was our first answer. It's not, but say homework assignments are summarized. So I'm going to copy and paste that right now. And then when we're all done, I'm going to show you, and I'm just going to paste that answer into the IVY Learn homework system. So the first major thing, I try to highlight a lot of the major items here. Normal homework date is Tuesday evening by 11:59. So that means our first homework date won't be till the following Tuesday of the first week of the semester, and that will be January 23rd. I do check all of your homework, and as long as you get that to me, and we'll see that in a minute, as long as you get that to me by Sunday night, and so I'm ready to check it first thing Monday morning, I will accept it, and I will submit it back to you. You'll want to do that for your taxes as well, for the tax returns. So we're going to have multiple choice assignments. We're also going to have either discussion board or a tax return. Most of the time it'll be either or. Maybe one week it could be both. Notice here I do give a little bit of extra credit, and that could really help out if you do it on all of them. That if you answer to more than just the required minimum replies, then you begin to build up some extra credit points, as long as they are a little bit more than just a yes or no reply answer, if you actually put some thought into it. Late homework definitely is not allowed in this class. If you have a situation come up and I'm notified by Sunday, by that last date to submit it to me review, and you tell me what's going on, I may be able to work with you. It'll kind of be at my discretion if I think you could have potentially got the assignment done or still can get it done by the Tuesday deadline. Discussion boards. Discussion boards are due by that's the only other different due date is by Saturday at the end of day. Why I do this is that gives people who can only do their assignments on the weekend, that gives people a chance to hit the reply on discussion boards. So if all the discussion boards are due by Saturday, that gives those individuals all day Sunday to do their replies to the discussion boards, and the replies are then due by Tuesday. Remember, the replies is where you can potentially get some extra credit if you do more than just the bare minimum of the 2 replies. Okay. I will have the best way to get a hold of me is by email. If anything comes up, email me, and I'll be able to work with you. If your email's down or you don't have electricity or whatever, you can always call me too. And I have my phone number down here. Call the main Muncie line. This is my extension. This will also ring to my Anderson office if I happen to be in the office at the Anderson campus. But either way, I'll get notified via email that I do have a voicemail at either campus. My email here, this is the best way to get a hold of me. I see that and it comes up pretty often. Even when I'm at home, I'll be able to notice if I got an email. Recorded lectures, I will have most of the lectures done ahead of time. Some of them will be maybe the week of. I'm getting lectures for this semester updated. I have up through week 4 completed, and I will be continually working on getting further along into the semester for those who like and who need this type of kind of an in-class feel. So not only do you have my lecture notes in the book, but you'll also have me hopefully explaining my lecture notes and how to get to certain tax answers a little bit easier, just like you would in class. We will be beginning tax returns in week 3. I will review those as well. Your answers are always submitted into the homework assignment. I type out questions, but when you submit to me your work, when you submit to me say there's 10 questions with a tax return, I'll ask you what is in box 7 of the 1040, and you'll type it in. But you'll not only want to give me that, like your normal weekly homework, but to also submit me your actual TaxACT file. That way I can go in and see where you might have messed up, if you messed up somewhere in some of your quiz answers. or homework, general homework answers that are in that quiz area. Towards the end of this middle and end of the semester, we're going to begin looking at a VITA test. There's going to be two of them, a beginner and an advanced. That's what this is down here. This also gets you access to a lot of great items. And this will be one of the last things that I'm going to show you. And I'm going to pull up in a separate item. This, if those spiral pages aren't enough and the tax book isn't quite enough, this will give you just one more piece of some good review. And unfortunately that didn't come up. I may have not typed it in correctly. But one other way you can go about this is if you go to simply to Google and you type in IRS Link and Learn. IRS Link and Learn. It's just another way to get there. And this is what it's going to look like as you first get here. Go to see the contents of each course. And then you can see all these different things just in the basic area of things that you can get extra help on, especially some of the items that are going to be of big importance is something like this, the dependency exemptions. When you click on this, you're going to go through, you can see there's 49 little slides here, and it's going to give you a step-by-step. And a lot of times the most important things don't start until you get further in. But they give you some cases and then they tell you why the answer is how it is. So I think this is a really strong learning material. I highly recommend this. And I believe I also have this inside of our class in the resources. So as our two final things, remember I showed you the welcome document. I copy and pasted something. I'm going to go ahead and go into the modules, get to our class. And let's go ahead and just show you that first item of homework, that welcome document. And mine is, okay, here we go. Welcome document. All you'll need to do here is you can copy and paste your answers into a Word document and put them all at one time. And then I don't have this because of course, as I'm the instructor, but you'll have an open box like this to where you can submit. And then you can just copy and paste if that works best for you, or you can put them all into a Word document and then upload that Word document and then hit submit. The last thing is in the resources, I have that IRS link, and hopefully this one will work, but if not, you can always just do that Google site, put in IRS Link and Learn, and that should, as I showed you, it should get you right to where you need to go. All right, the resources, I don't know that if it pulled up or not. This may have been what pulled up. I'll try it one more time before we exit out of here. Nope, I don't have it in there. All right, but best thing you can do, I highly recommend going to that IRS website. All right, that concludes our introductory to this course. Main key points: get your assignments to me by Sunday night and I will review them and you will do much, much better in this class. At that, we will close it out and go ahead and go into week 1 for the lecture video.